happy to do another episode of Let's Krok About It series. Today we have Dr. Chaudhuri from the UK, who is going to talk about his study on large hemostasis devices for percutaneous procedures. So the first question I'm going to ask is, which are the main benefits, Dr. Chaudhuri, of using a large closure device for large arterial access?
Firstly, to give us a bit of background on this, you'll know from the evolution of large bore access, lots of it was done in a hybrid fashion, open groins, and then accessed directly by femoral arterial puncture. We have moved away from that, obviously, and all forms of EVAR, TVAR, etc., done through percutaneous access. So this was really built on the top of using, say, suture-mediated closure devices. Then I have an interest in closure devices, and I looked at what else is out there at the various conferences, whether it's CIRSE or ESVS and so on. So we looked at single devices to close large bore access, and this is where we encountered MANTA and tried it out. And so the benefits we saw was of using just a single device per groin, a quick in, quick out approach, minimizing all the complications from open access like seroma formation, pain, and the significant benefit we saw, which we've reflected in our study, is very short stays with a median stay of 1 day post-operatively.
How many patients did you actually include in your study, and which were the main outcomes of that?
So we had 76 patients in this study, and this was maintained on a prospective database, and that gave us around 131 large bore femoral punctures, basically. And that was right up to 24 French.
On the outcomes?
The outcomes, we looked at success rates and failure rates as part of, whether it reflected an initial learning curve aspect or not. So we had an almost 92% success rate. The remainders were, they are highlighted in the paper itself in terms of mechanisms of failure.
What do you think is the main advantage of this device over similar devices that may be used for large size access?
We've actually done a separate study on this, are against suture-mediated closure devices. Obviously, this study was not a comparative study. But whilst we were engaging in using the device, the one thing we found that it could be used not just for primary femoral arterial punctures, but also in redo groins where there is an element of fibrosis, where usually, we all know that the needles from the traditional suture-mediated devices will ping off or not engage. The other very important aspect, because of the rapidity of setting up the device, i.e. there is no pre-close setup, so we could start using it in ruptures.
Thank you very much for sharing your experience with CVIR. I'm sure that the readers will find a lot of interest in your paper. Thank you once again for submitting it to us, and thank you for participating in this Let's Krok About It series. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm very happy to have it out in CVIR. Thank you.